Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another episode of Climb to Master. Today we are doing a replay episode. And I will say there will be another replay episode, but I'll basically put a live episode in between them, so you're not getting two replays in a row. Now, just to remind people that these replay episodes, I actually think are more educational normally than the live version, because obviously I have a lot more time. I'm not playing the game right now, so I can explain things. So if you are somebody that is open to these, then throw a like on the video. Will let me know to continue doing them. And, they're never going to overtake the live commentaries. That's what I enjoy doing. But obviously you still get your daily live commentary with Iron to Diamond anyway. But I will say this episode is a little bit special. So there are a couple master people on the enemy team. One notably, you'll probably see over here on the left, is Misfits Jeziz. I think that's how you pronounce it. An ex-professional, used to play for Fnatic, but now is currently one of the coaches at Misfits. Did unfortunately, and I will say between me playing this game and recording this commentary, he did get moved from being the head coach to then the player development coach. But he's still a coach in the LEC, so he's still very much a professional. From my little bit of research, he played mid lane, AD carry, and support in professional League of Legends. And obviously this game playing AD carry. So, this game, we are playing Vladimir. The reason I'm playing Vladimir from memory is I had to blind pick. And obviously blind picking, you got to basically, unless you're a one-trick or a main, which obviously I'm not, I've got to pick something that can do okay in multiple areas. If I'm against an assassin, if I'm against a range poker, if I'm against an all, like whatever it may be, you've got to pick something that doesn't have a big weakness, because then it leads yourself to getting counterpicked. Meanwhile, bot lane, first blood happens, and the Jeziz, the Misfits Jeziz, is the one that gets himself the kill. But yeah, so you've just got to pick something generic, is what I'd call it. Now, I will say, again, these replay episodes aren't as, what's the word? They're not supposed to be as intense, really, as the live commentary. I do give things away a little bit here or there with this game, and all I'll give away in this game, I'm not going to give away if it's a win or a loss, but from memory, my team does get quite far behind in the early game, and obviously turns can happen, but it depends, can you turn enough to get the victory? I will say, maybe in an upcoming Iron to Diamond, it happens that we can't turn enough. And it's the part of League of Legends. It's about trying to persevere, and it's the thing that people say about, do you give up in your ranked games? Should you ever give up in your ranked games? Because turns can happen. And really the answer to that, and I'll say there isn't a right answer, there's not a wrong answer. Like, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and it's basically what you value in League of Legends. Meanwhile, Janna does die again, and also Ornn dies solo to the Sylas in top lane. But yeah, what do you value? Do you value having fun? Do you value climbing? Do you value your time? All of this has to be considered, because, on average, if you take most of your games and you put it into, like, actual statistics of if your team is quite far behind at 15 minutes, and you looked at the breakdown of how many games then you won, it's probably vastly weighted into you lose those games. So to some people, it's like, we lose those games anyway, it's a very slim chance we can make a comeback, get me into the next game, and I'm fine with that. But then on the other hand, there are people kind of go, well, there is that chance, let's go for it, let's get that win. So if you let me know in the comments what type of person you are. Personally, I'm not, again, you could be the same as me. I don't have a mode. I'm flexible either way. Like, some days I'm up, I'm like, just get me into the next game, this game sucks. Other days I'm like, no, we can win this, and I say no to surrender votes. It depends. It depends on many factors. But Vladimir versus Lissandra. So this matchup, and then obviously, it goes without saying, I'm not really commentating about this specific matchup because there's not really a lot going on. Unsurprisingly so. Both of these champions are not lane-intense champions. She's got teleport. We did get her to go back base once, but in the grand scheme, it's not really going to do too much. I'd rather just focus on farming, getting to that mid-game, where I believe my team has got a great presence. Mid-late game, to be honest. Vladimir, Karthus, Ornn protection with a Kai'Sa. Again, you could argue Kai'Sa has fallen off a little bit recently, because obviously the crit meta has come into play, and she can do some of the crit meta, but she hasn't gained as much strength, let's say, as, Lucian or Vayne, or hell, even Caitlyn has been seeing some good play recently. So Yeah, but again, I'm fine with Kai'Sa getting a little bit, let's say, nerfed because of the meta. She was dominant for a very long time. Pretty much since she got released, Kai'Sa's been dominant. So, yeah. By the way, Karthus just died to his farm. So I will say this was one of those games, and the reason why it's a replay, by the way, that it was in my own time, in the evening. Obviously, I play on my main account and in my own time. And it was kind of like, right, so my Ornn has died to Silas, my Karthus has died to jungle, and my Jan has already died twice. Oh god. You know, it's that kind of feeling that you're like, this isn't going well so far. But you'll notice that in mid lane, I've not based at all yet, by the way, just to make it clear. Not based at all. We've now got more health than the Lissandra, and the Lissandra is nearly So we're in a great position in mid lane. Bot lane, a fight happens. Kai'Sa gets a kill, but then the AD carry of Jace's gets a kill on Tristana as well. So yeah, bot lane not going great. AD carry staying alive. Meanwhile, that means they can continue to farm. And obviously that means they are building up a bounty. Which I'm still kind of... I don't know what I feel about bounties, if I'm honest. Like, part of me likes the bounty system and part of me really dislikes the bounty system. If you're wondering what the hell am I doing there, I'm just getting her away. I didn't think that was going to be a kill, but it's more like just go away. I know she doesn't have teleport up yet, so if she misses like some farm for pressuring, great. I'm not really threatening for a kill right now because I haven't gone back at all. And by the time I go back to mid lane, my ultimate will nearly be back up anyway. So that ult was just to get her out of lane 100%. Pushing it in, Huzzy Cannon. So I presume I'm going to go back now. Maybe I'll go for a plate. Let's see. Can I get one of the plates? Minimap, there is a weird graphic that I think was Ornn ultimate. Maybe it was stolen. Ornn does actually kill Silas now. Which again, you could argue Silas has been kind of outscaled with the tankiness of Ornn. So yeah, again, I personally still haven't seen a great Silas in my own games. Now, I know some people kind of go, oh, but Voyboy or whoever. Have you personally had a good Silas in one of your games? I haven't. Yeah, you can find a video of them doing well. I've seen Skara get a Pentakill, but I haven't had one in my game. You know, it's weird. So Karthus, by the way, jungle wants to just obviously free farm until he actually can have an impact. Level 6 is where he starts showing up. He is level 7, but he has got very low mana, so it means that he probably can't react instantly. Gold-wise, the enemy team is ahead by about 1,000 gold at this point. If we look at the gold, where is that coming from? Well, Ornn's now slightly ahead. We're slightly behind, apparently, of the Lissandra. Somehow. I actually don't know how I'm that far behind. Over 200 gold behind. But the biggest, obviously, difference is the 1,000 gold is the AD carries. And obviously a little bit, 500 gold is the supports. But yeah, I don't know how I'm 200 gold behind the Lissandra when we're even farm and neither of us have got a kill. I guess it might be the... Oh, it will be the cannons. She probably hasn't missed a cannon. I think I've missed 2. That's probably it. We get it. Alright, so Silas comes mid lane. If you're wondering, he didn't get my ultimate there. I W'd in time that his latch of his ultimate did not latch on. So he did not get Vladimir ult. But yeah, sometimes it's weird. You know, you have a Silas top lane. He's now giving up lane pressure and farm to go steal a more useful ultimate. Ornn ultimate in a 1v1 versus Ornn. It's probably not going to do that much to Ornn, really. Vladimir ultimate that heals Silas back up in a 1v1. That's a lot better. So yeah, he is roaming to do that, and he roamed for nothing. I dodged it. Alright, so potential gank coming in. Karthus, you know, great attempt, I guess. You know, not known for his ganking prowess is Karthus. We'll say my team, for some reason, was fighting in the tri-bush. Another kill by the Tristana. That makes her 4-0. And, you know, when you've got a 4-0 Tristana in a crit meta, who's a crit champion, who's a hyper carry in late game, arguably, you're like, that's not good. But what I kept clinging on to right now, if you're wondering, and what I recommend people to do is, what's the comps? So I personally still don't really rate Silas that great. You know, maybe people will start learning him more. Maybe he'll become a better pick with time. I personally just haven't seen it enough to do well that I'm scared of it or rate it that highly. Meanwhile, Tristana gets another kill, by the way. So I'm not scared of him. Echo is an assassin against Vladimir. I'm not scared. Lissandra against Vladimir. I'm not scared. Tristana, I'm scared. She's getting more fed and more fed. But what I've decided to do this build from memory is I think I go for the one-shot build. And, you know, I'm basically banking on she has very little protection. You know, she doesn't have a Janna support or Lulu. She's got a Thresh who can't really save her from getting one shot. Meanwhile, that's Sylas Karthus ultimate. So I'm basically banking on the fact that maybe I'll be able to one-shot her later, or maybe all of us will be able to with the Karthus ultimate, with Kai'Sa potentially scaling. That's what I'm hoping on, but obviously it's not looking great. One of the other factors that, you know, is in League of Legends that you can't really run away from is the aspect of luck that exists with dragons. So, again, I'm not a massive fan of the dragons. I never have been. I like the idea of them, but I think it would be much better if the dragon like order was like you were told it in Champion Select that right, it's going to be 3 Infernals then a Wind Dragon, because then you could build a comp knowing there's 3 Infernals. Because right now the enemy team is, you know, vastly ahead in the bot lane. It's 7-3 with 6 of those kills being on Tristana. If it was Infernal Dragon, then Infernal Dragon, they'd probably go do Infernal Dragon and gain even more strength. But it's not. It's Ocean. Yes, Ocean is still great, but it's not Infernal. It's not Mountain for objectives. To me, that is a partial luck that, oh, thank God, they're getting ahead, but they don't have Infernals. I'm not a massive fan of that, personally. And again, that what I would do, like I just said, is have the order somewhere in one of the corners of Champion Select tell you what dragon is coming up at what time. You know, because then you can kind of go, right, it's 3 Infernal Dragons. Meanwhile, I get a little bit caught out, get bursted with the Lissandra ultimate. That was my bad. But yeah, there's 3 Infernal Dragons. Oh, let's have a bit of an early game team comp. Get the 3 early Infernals and snowball. Well, now we don't know. But yeah, that was my bad. I just got caught out. I got the hook into the Lissandra ultimate. There was no time. I was probably spamming W. There was just no time. I just literally got killed in all the CC. In all that, though, Kai'Sa's farmed a little bit more. Again, I'm actually technically ahead in farm of the Lissandra. Meanwhile, Ornn, if we go back up the top lane, you can see on the minimap it's kind of mental. Karthus' ultimate comes down. Ornn gets the kill before Karthus gets the kill, which you could probably argue that Ornn should have maybe left it. You know, Karthus, after all. You don't want to be wasting Karthus' ultimates. But they can't kill Ornn. The reason why they can't kill Ornn is his build. He's got Adaptive Helm. Or Adaptive Helm is probably the biggest counter item to Sylas that's in the game. Because what does Sylas do? Sylas spams you. What does Adaptive Helm do? Stop. Like, it gets rid of spam damage, basically, when it's the same ability for a while. Just a straight up kind of counter. So, if there's a little tip for you. If you're facing a Sylas, even if you're on a bruiser, like you're playing Renekton, you're struggling a bit in the early game, which you probably shouldn't. Yeah, potentially Adaptive Helm first. Meanwhile, Jezis on Tristana is overstaying for some reason. He is going for the kill. Meanwhile, she survives. I'm basically just waiting. That, by the way, there's 1,000 gold for me. I'm Wing to get the slow on the Thresh. My Janna's making her way. I throw the Ignite up, and we will end up getting 2 of them. Really big overstay coming from those 2. You know, the Tristana, let's be honest, was here for most of that, and then backed off a little bit. Didn't even take the Lantern in the end. That was 1,000 gold that I just got. So, mid lane now, I'm now ahead. That's great. That's a bit, again, the bounty system I'm still on the fence about, but what it kind of does is people that get really far ahead, you know, the Tristana was 6-0, it punishes them for making big mistakes because they got really far ahead, but now they made one mistake and they give 1,000 gold to one person. And again, just to make it clear, because some people have got confused about it, it's not 1,000 bonus gold, it's 1,000 total gold. So let's say a normal kill in League of Legends is 300 gold. You're technically getting a 700 bounty. You know, the bounty is just what the champion is worth. It's not the bonus gold from the kill. Some people I have seen have got confused about that. So, yeah. Okay, so build-wise, buy my Spellbinder. Again, Spellbinder's okay on a couple champions. Like, I would personally only really buy it on Vladimir, possibly Annie, and Diana. Those are mainly the 3 that I can think of right now. So yeah, but all very good with it. I'm spam pinging. Why am I spam pinging? Oh, because she takes a fight. Yeah, so I'm spam pinging right now because my Kai'Sa, I think she was like trolling, or like she thinks the game's over. Again, it's that whole like, do you give up or not? She is was 1-3 versus 6-1. She literally, again, I want to prove that I wasn't just raging here, by the way. She didn't, like, it wasn't even a fight from memory. Watch. She literally Walk straight. And so you can see me pinging. What are you doing? What are you doing? And now she wakes up and it's too late. So, yeah. I wasn't raging. She legit just walked in, like, inting. So, yeah. Alright, enemy team. Silas survives the Karthus ultimate. But Karthus gets a stack, so at least it's something. Top lane, they are looking to bombard for the tower. Tristana's heading mid. A teleport by Lysandra. Dive coming in. Questionable dive, we must say. Ornn, a little bit, you know, deep. Karthus now getting ganked. Probably going to die himself. And Janna also is a little bit deep. So, I don't really know why they were that far up. In a game that we're not winning, looking for dives like that is pretty questionable. And obviously questioned enough that they all die, apart from Janna. Or two of them die, technically. So that's not great. Right now, I am kind of thinking in my head, do I go for the kill on the AD carry? Because I do think I could kill it. Maybe I'd need Ignite, especially if she's got heal. So I think I'd decide not to. But I think earlier, maybe about 2 weeks ago, we uploaded a Vladimir game that the enemy Lucian got very fed, if you remember. And it was like, right, I'm just going to kill him. All in him, boom, he's dead. It could be a massive morale boost to someone that's really fed. Oh, I died. So I am on my way bot lane. Again, Kai'Sa overstayed. I am just saying, you know, come to me. She ults in the right direction at least. She is going to try and get away the Tristana. Teleport also coming in, which we are aware of, I think. We are now going to try and survive. Might look for a kill if the enemy team is a bit silly. Going to walk into the bush because I can as Vladimir. So they did waste the teleport. I think that was Silas's teleport. So it is a waste. But at least Kai'Sa didn't die as well. So, you know. Right now it's just trying to kind of stay alive and not continue feeding is the goal. So I'm actually waiting in this bush because I am expecting Tristana to go all in. Again, the playstyle of the Trist has been very all in. You know, rightfully so, she's got very fed. But, bit lag there. Now, potentially, we can get this kill. So she uses her heal. I unfortunately don't W, but I am popping all my movement speed. I was very tempted to flash for that, but thankfully I didn't because Thresh had Lantern to save her. But we do get the heal from the Tristana and her ultimate. So again, not terrible. We just blow our ultimate ourselves and, well, Spellbinder, technically. Kai'Sa, for some reason, is still staying bot lane, which I don't know if she should do. Again, we saw earlier she was just running into the Tristana, so she might, by this point, have just kind of given up. And this is what I'm talking about, the comeback. That you've got to really try when it's a comeback, especially when you're seeing things like people walking into people and stuff like that. It's like, what's going on? But I will say, the idea of making comebacks, you have to have a good team comp in order to make a comeback 90% of the time. In solo queue in general, you don't need amazing team comps because in general, solo queue isn't amazing quality. You know, even in higher rating, it's not great quality. If you just play your champion well, play that over meta any day of the week. But comp does help. So yeah. Tristana by herself, we do have vision of her, but she's decided not to base. Again, we do know she's going all in, so she could easily go for this jump play. Karthus is ulting, looking for a top lane, I think. Gets Jezis to half health, which is nice. I'm going back probably because I got quite a bit of gold. But yeah, I don't really know where Janna's top lane. But, oh well. Now, Kai'Sa kills Tristana, if you're wondering how. Obviously, the fight started with Tristana being half health from the Karthus ultimate, and she didn't have heal because of the previous gank. So just a kill from Kalista. So that's a pretty big throw by Tristana right there, because what that does is give bounty gold, 450, gives confidence. Again, don't underestimate confidence, mindset. You just solo killed after losing lane really hard. That's a big morale boost for the Kai'Sa. And obviously she got a little bit more XP, free farm. So that is a really big deal. I'm being kind of left alone a little bit in mid lane. But you know, I don't think I can really do much about it. Enemy team potentially looking for a dive or just at least a tower right now. They do get Karthus ultimate. Silas steals it. Echo looking for some ultimate plays. Ornn looked like he was just stuck still for quite a while. I'm making my way. Pop my spell thingy. Gonna go for the Silas. Nearly kill him. He's not dead yet. He is dead now. I throw my ignite on there because I don't think he was going to die otherwise. And I think that's going to be that. Karthus doesn't have ultimate, so yeah. So a 1-for-1, which isn't too bad. Again, we're in kind of just like trying to delay the enemy team. If that's even just getting a trade, that's good. So again, we now return to this little matchup. She's now getting just poked down like really hard. And then, you know, she just got that solo kill and then kind of misplayed it. If you're wondering how did she misplay it, she just got attacked like 4 times completely for free. Luckily, the Janna is around. Will the Tristana die? Maybe not. Carthus' ultimate is nearly up, but not quite up yet. It is up now, but I don't know if Tristana's going to die. She doesn't. Oh, that was actually the enemy Carthus' ultimate. Our Carthus just ulted, but it was too late. They healed enough. Echo goes for the Rift Herald. Random use, to be honest, because it's so far out. I'm guessing he had to use it, otherwise it was going to run out. It's not going to achieve anything, so that's at least a good thing for us. Lissandra top lane, getting a tower. But yeah, so this game, it's been relatively weird but smooth at the same time. Echo going for an engage with me, which I don't know, I was a little bit weirded out. Like, it's not really going to achieve anything, if we're honest. You know, we just completely out-traded him. So I don't know. I don't know what that was about. Dragon's up, and again, this is what I was talking about. The enemy team had the early advantage. By the way, my team got the dragon, so they didn't. The enemy team had so much pressure in the early game, but they didn't even get the dragon. But now a useful dragon is up, and we're going for that too. So it really weird play by the enemy team. Again, Kai'Sa not with us. It would be nice if she was like at least around. But for some reason, Tristana completely ignoring what's going on near the dragon and just heading mid lane. Again, making the point clear, towers are important, but they're not too important over dragons. The reason being, when that dragon is gone, it's gone, right? It doesn't come back. Towers fall like dominoes in late game. Like, as a Tristana especially, you can kill a tower in like 3 auto attacks in late game. So getting the dragon is a much higher priority than a tier 2 mid tower right now. So that's just a bit weird from me. Oh, you know, and again, that's a professional League of Legends coach making that decision. That doesn't make sense. And I know there's going to be some people out there going, "Oh, Huzz, you know, what you're saying is wrong and what they're doing is right." Honestly, I'm going to say it's not. It just isn't right. What that person is doing just isn't. It doesn't make sense. So they get another tower. Again, okay, they got 2 towers for that massive push, but towers can fall at any time. You can do them pretty quick, if we're honest. Enemy team looking for an engage, you know, waiting in our jungle. I will say, scaling-wise, this game is quite close, but I think our team actually has a little bit of the advantage in late game. And maybe the enemy team know that. They probably do. Again, there's master players on the enemy team. So they probably know they get outscaled somewhat. They're probably thinking, we have to do something now, otherwise this game is going to be in trouble. Echo gets himself caught. He fails his flash. And again, we're now getting momentum, by the way, that all-important word. Momentum. Even if you're behind, which we are, momentum can completely turn a game, because you can just get, you know, momentum can get you a kill, and then another kill, then an objective, then a Baron, then another tower. Meanwhile, by the way, look at bot lane. I go for a play on Sylas, by the way. We absolutely obliterate him, even with the Thresh Lantern. And Tristana's bot lane. Why is Tristana? She's still bot lane. LCS coach. Weird. Really weird. Again, don't know if they were tilted or anything. They might have been. But, questionable, we could say. So we are now approaching the time of the game that you could argue we're going to slowly start to outscale them. But what's making it even easier is the strongest person on the enemy team, who has arguably built a team fighting build that does AoE static damage with also getting a crit from a long range distance. Obviously, that can work with split pushing, but that is very good for team fights too. Is not with her team. What's that about? And I will say, just to make the point clear, because some people may ask, have you confirmed it is the coach? Like, yes, I did look it up. They do have a Twitch stream. I went on the Twitch stream VOD, and I did see the exact account has been used. So it is 100% Jez's from Misfits. Just weird decision making. So if people are wondering, so I'm saying this, what would I do? Group. All the enemy team has to protect is that Tristana, number 1. You probably would get Sylas to, honestly, steal Janna ultimate, because remember with the AP ratio scaling that Sylas ultimate gives, that heal that Janna would do would be absolutely insane. And it would blow people away off the Tristana. It would heal her a crazy amount. And she, with how strong she is, could kill everybody. But they're not doing that. Weird. So we're now going for like a, you know, mid lane tango, but you've got the Echo and the Sylas that are split pushing off sides. There is a potential engage happening here. Tristana actually got booted over there, by the way. All an ultimate from the Sylas. Oh no, that's our all an ultimate. It's really confusing. I go for a play, manage to dodge all the Lissandra damage. Tristana does get killed. No, Tristana does get the kill. Fight coming through. All an ultimate. All going for the Tristana. Gets the kill on Lissandra. I managed to survive all that, and we win a fight. 2 kills for won. Again, very still questionable position by our Kai'Sa. If you're unaware, she was alone again in a 2v1. Fight might be continuing, but I'm presuming we're just going to back away. But yeah, not bad. Again, the later this game goes, I think my team has more advantage. Because arguably as well, it's not just because of the champions. If you look how people have been playing this game, the only person in the enemy team that has been looking to take initiative and like actually look like they could carry is the Tristana. Where our team, honestly, it's not... I've been doing okay considering how the game's gone. The Ornn has actually been doing fine. Again, he died early, but since then he's been doing fine. He got some kills on the Sylas as well. The Karthus is getting farmed up, very farm, more farm than the Echo. The Kai'Sa, yeah, she's our hit or miss, but we've got 3 people that I'm like, well, we're doing good. They've got 1. So it's not even just how our champions scale, it's also about how the players are playing. Meanwhile, the dragon, by the way, is another mountain dragon. That would also always obviously help with objectives. Sylas is in the bot lane. So yeah, that would be my kind of thing. What the enemy team should do this game. Group up, Sylas steal General Ultimate, use the General Ultimate to save the Tristana or just help the Tristana. And again, with how low the cooldown of Sylas Ultimate is, he can steal sometimes multiple ults per fight. So steal Janus first, help the Tristana, then steal Ornns or Vlad's, whatever. But yeah, really weird how they're just not playing correctly when like a lot of these people are master. And again, some people say they might not be like real master players. Again, for the people that, you know, just played 200 games in the early season, could get master with a 35% win rate. Yeah, maybe there's a couple then too, but still, it's a high rating game. Build-wise, we haven't spoken about it in a while. Again, going for a lot of AP, but with some survivability, because if I get caught out like we did earlier and I get one shot, that's not good. So having the Zhonya's just to kind of be a little bit safe, and also having an armor item. Meanwhile, engage happening. Go for the Thresh. Karthus ultimate coming through. Go for some damage. Manage to get the Thresh dead. Janna actually takes it, unfortunately. And we're now, like I said earlier, momentum. He steals Vladimir ultimate, which again, I kill Echo for free. Don't know what he was doing. Tristana's top lane. We're continuing to push. So I will say, again, there could be multiple reasons what's happened here. But with how fed the Tristana is, again, this is a professional coach in the LEC. They're just straight up trolling. Like, there's no other word for it. They're literally trolling their team. They are the carry, and they're refusing to be involved. What the hell's going on? And that's why I wanted to make a replay of this. Is one, we made a comeback. The game looked really bad. Our Kai'Sa hell even walked into the Tristana at one point, so that was great. Our comp outscaled eventually, so you can see that, you know, if you're just smart about what you're doing, you always can make comebacks. Thresh going for a hook. I use my Zhonya just to, like, block that damage. Thresh survives for now, by the way. Don't even know if the game's going to end here, by the way. Survive just for now. Tristana does make her way, by the way. Right at the back. Are trying to end, but we just don't have enough damage. Again, Karthus has just made his way. Tristana got there quicker. But yeah, like, we just got all of that. And they got one in here, but we got 2 base towers. Our team outscales anyway. They are going to go for a Baron, which, you know, at this point, yeah, they could get it, but it's not really going to help them too much. Because we are approaching the point in the game, can the enemy team even do anything? Lissandra, I'd say this Lissandra did not impress me at all this game. Like, she didn't bully me at all in mid lane. I'm definitely a stronger, basically, not a stronger version of Lissandra, but we are similar in concept. She just has CC, I have more damage, but nothing was done to stop that. And she hasn't really looked to do anything. Like, that was the first time that I think I saw her ultimate engage on somebody, and it was a 1v1 on Karthus that she didn't even kill. You know what I mean? Like, she just hasn't really done anything. And, you know, the only defense that I will give this, the coach, the Jesus guy, is maybe he's frustrated that his team just isn't doing anything. But their argument could be, we'll do things when you're with us. Possibly. So, yeah, I don't know. So you can see top lane farm is really rough, by the way. So 127, 133. Again, every game is different. You know, this is why when people ask me, Huz, what's good farm at 10 minutes? The answer doesn't exist because every game is different. Some games you can free farm. Some games you don't get any farm because it's fighting 24/7. It doesn't really exist, but they are, like, with how well, like, other people are farming, you see, you know, a lot of farm here. They are on the low end, obviously. All right, so grouping. Honestly, the Baron really doesn't off-put me much from fighting them, because remember, Baron, from memory, doesn't really give you any combat stats anymore. So it gives... Oh, it gives some, but nothing to, like, be scared about. You know, Elder Dragon is a lot more scary. He steals Karth Assault, which, again, is the wrong ultimate to steal. If they wanted to win this game, steal Janna ultimate. It's basically, he's just looking for damage when he should be looking to be not doing damage. What is the win condition? Tristana is the win condition. I don't know why I just did that, by the way, but I just got caught. I was like standing still. Echo gets caught off to the side. He gets one shot. We get Karth assaulted by Silas. I'm going to go for a play on the Tristana. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So I don't kill her. Combining with a Karthus, though, we do. So that's what I sort of spoke about earlier about outscaling the Tristana, who's the one person we had to kill, and we kill her. Silas is now trying to chase down the Janna, doesn't. But you know what I, said about if Silas stole Janna ultimate and then healed the Tristana when we go for that inevitable all-in? Right there. That team fight, if he had Janna ultimate instead of Karthus ultimate, that could have been completely different. Like, Tristana might not have died, might have got full health from the Janna heal, and then could have turned to kills, because we're quite low, you can see. So a Tristana auto-attacking us a bunch would have hurt, but she didn't get any auto-attacks off because she got one-shot by the Vladimir and Karthus combo. So again, this is to me that you have to play smart. You have to adapt. And to me, the Silas, forget like how, if he's a poop champion or not, the player playing the champion prioritized the completely wrong thing about winning this game. He prioritized, I'm Silas, I'm building full AP, I'm going to do damage, give me Karthus ultimate. Instead, I have an incredibly fed Tristana, they have a Janna ultimate, I'm going to steal that and protect the AD carry. Adapt to the situation, everybody. But I will say, Tristana had very questionable play as well. Never grouping, being top lane when we got all the base towers. Like, again, maybe they were tilted, but that's borderline trolling. You know, when you're that strong as the AD carry and you're like even building Runen and you're like, I'm top lane by myself. What? Weird. But anyway, that was that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this replay again. We're never going to do over like a crazy amount of them, but I thought this was a good episode because we made a comeback. We were against an LEC coach. And just to make the point clear about the comeback, we still did not overtake them in gold, by the way. We're still behind in gold even though we won. So it's kind of crazy. But anyway, like, subscribe, see you guys next time. And also, by the way, we finished 6-10. So that means we were involved in 16 out of the 22 kills. Versus Lysandra, that was involved in 1 kill. The entire game, she was involved in 1 kill. Like I said earlier, this Lysandra didn't do anything. Like, she just was there. Like, I don't know if she was a mid lane main, but it didn't feel like it. But yeah, like, subscribe, see you guys next time. Comment down below what you thought of the game. Peace.